guest panel this evening to give us a real insight to the boxing world. Now, to interview our panel this evening, I'm going to be inviting Chris Larsen up to the stage, who is a performance coach who specialises in mindset. He's worked with 11 world champions, and for him, for Chris, and the people he works with, it's all about mental preparation. He's going to be interviewing our panel tonight. Please welcome to the stage, Chris Larsen, everyone. Come on, give a big round of applause. Come on, Chris. Come and join us, man. You're going to be interviewing the panel. Good to see you. Good to see you. Now, our panel tonight, we start with former WBA lightweight champion and British boxing legend. Please welcome everybody, the one and only Anthony Crolla. Good to see you, man. How you doing? Good? Good, yeah, really good, thank you. Thank you, yeah, it was all right, wasn't it? We had a nice time. Next on our guest panel this evening, the current British and Commonwealth champion. Please welcome Conah Walker. Come on, Conah. Good to see you, man. Good evening, thanks for joining us. That's a good handshake. Welcome, Conah Walker, everybody. Next on our guest panel this evening, former IBL World Champion, Lyndon Arthur. Come on, make some noise, you lot. Lyndon, welcome. Good to see you, man. How you doing, my friend? All good? Thank you for joining us tonight. And finally, on our guest panel this evening, a rising star in the British boxing world, an absolute star of the future. Please welcome Bradley Wright.
Make them wait, Brad.
Hi, Bradley. Good to see you, man. Okay, Chris, can I sit you in the middle, and then you can have the mic, and then you can speak to our guest panel this evening. No, that's yours, buddy. I'll hand over to you now, Chris.
Hello, evening, everyone. Welcome. I'll just check no one's got any eggs, but we're all right with it. Okay, so we're joined today by some British boxing royalty. So, without, thinking about what's going to happen a little bit later on, people are going to be getting in the ring maybe for the first time, and I'm somebody that works a lot with athletes and what the mental preparation is like, and I thought it's worth asking everybody on the panel for everyone who's here to watch, what inspired you to get into boxing, and what's it like the first time? Which is what it's going to be for some of these people today. We'll start with Lyndon.
What inspired me? Probably my brother, when I was younger, that's what I did, and he used to box. So naturally, I was kind of following his footsteps, kind of thing. Took off from there.
And what was it like getting in the ring for the first time? What did it feel like, 20 minutes before your ring walk? What did it feel like?
Kind of swear on it. I'm going to share myself. It was one of the things that's exciting. You're going in, it's essentially it's a one-on-one with another person, so you're going in there, it's a bit scary, but you're excited.
Conah?
What inspired me? I suppose just being able to handle yourself and obviously just having a bit of respect and a bit of worth in life. Boxing, I was never good at school, I was that bad kid, you know what I mean? I was always misunderstood, but boxing was the one thing that I could channel my energy to and I just took it down there. And my first fight, what was that like? Yeah, it's, you don't even know what it feels like if you ever get in the ring. And it's daunting, it's challenging, but once you break through that, and you push on, it becomes a buzz and it becomes addictive, And now, when I look at now, I'm and I feel like I'm invincible. That's the whole story. But yeah, when you first start, it can be terrifying.
Yeah, it is, and there'll be some people backstage now, who'll be going through their emotions, and thinking of what that's like, and for some people it's terrifying. So, and you've been in some major fights. What was it like for you?
What about like why I got into boxing or just in general? Do you know what's mad? When I was younger, I wanted to be a footballer like those young lads, in the area and stuff like that. And you know what's crazy? There's a lad who's fighting tonight, Ishmael Miller's fighting tonight, isn't there? And probably trying to mark someone like Ishmael as a young kid. I probably realised it was nowhere near good enough to be a footballer, so I thought, better set this boxing up. But no, I come from my father used to box and stuff like that, and I realised very quick if I was going to have a career in sport, it wasn't going to be football, it was through boxing. And that was it, and thankfully you mentioned that they had some huge nights, and I went to that arena over there, the Manchester Arena, it's called the AO now, isn't it? Watching some of the greats of British boxing. And I always dreamed one day I'd be there, and thankfully I got to live out the dream on numerous times. So, yeah, no, it was, listen, boxing, I'd say, I'm probably going off the question a little bit here, but it's a very tough sport, and highs and lows, but I believe all jobs are tough, aren't they? But like the highs and lows, we had to persevere, but yeah, no, got there in the end.
And what, just on yourself, when you come out and you fought for a world title, did it feel the same as the first time? Because I guess that was an incredible moment for you as well.
Yeah, I think, listen, being a Manchester lad, growing up a few miles away from that arena, going to that arena, watching some of the greats of British boxing, you look at Ricky Atkins, but even before Ricky Atkins, I was there watching Nazim Hamid, Michael Burry, the Manchester lad and stuff, and Joe Karzai. So to walk out there, fighting for a world title, defending a world title, it was, like I said before, like living the dream, and it's something that I'll always go back, and every time I'm in that arena, whether I'm watching some concert, something you always can't help but think back to those nights.
Yeah, good memories. And Brad, what about yourself? What inspired you to get into boxing?
Yeah, so my mum and dad run an amateur gym in Cheltenham, just down the road, so it's kind of born and bred in the gym, grew up in the gym, sort of done. Dip my toe in kind of other sports when you were a kid, but it was just always boxing for me from a very small age, so it's all I've ever known, really.
And what did it feel like for you then? Is it the same? Was it nerves?
Yeah, first time. When you first get into it, 100%, but I think it goes one or two ways for most people. You either get a dig in the face and you think, this isn't for me, or you want to get a bag a little bit and like twice as hard, and
for stupid you are, doesn't it?
yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. And that's all what's very honest with you, but yeah, really well, I love it.
Yeah, so obviously my job is to prepare fighters mentally in preparation for whether their fight is their first time or a world title fight. And I guess it'd be really good to explain to everybody some insights on how do you guys prepare mentally yourselves? Because people have different regimes, people spend a lot of time in the gym, people spend a lot of time with family, people have their own little routine, and I just thought it'd be interesting because, not everybody gets to see that side. Everyone sees you in the gym and stuff, so is there anything that you do in particular, Lyndon, that you do to prepare yourself mentally before getting into, and whilst you're in camp, I suppose?
You have a few things that you do that I'm in control of, like superstitions kind of thing, like I watch the same fight before I fight, or go on a certain walk, or listen to certain music, but like mentally that's kind of it really, there's not so many things. So you just have to keep it simple, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and some people, naturally are, just prepared for the fight, right? But, I guess a lot of people go through a lot of things, and is there anything that you do in particular, would you say?
For me, personally, mental side of things, I sort of control my mental state through not missing the day in the gym. So say if I've got a 10-week camp, I'll do my 2 sessions a day, every day, for 10 weeks. I won't miss a single session. And my diet, I've got a nutritionist, and I follow that to the T. I pay the money to get a nutritionist. So I'll follow that, and I don't miss a day from the gym. So then when it comes to fight week, and when it comes to fight night, I've got no, bad thoughts, there's no negative energies there for me. It's always just like, I've done everything I can, and if I get beat, I'll get beat by the better man, and it is what it is, he was a better man on the night, so I think I control my mental state through my physical work in the gym preparation.
Yeah, and how do you find the diet?
Obviously, I'm a big foodie and I love
I've just seen, that's the real anything there.
the last 2 minutes. I mean, I see food as a second girlfriend. But look, dieting is part of the process. I don't like running, I don't like dieting, but these are the things that you've got to do. Once you become a boxer, you become a full-time runner and a full-time man in the diet, in a sense, you know what I mean? So it's just part of the job, and I'll take dieting and running and doing the things in between for boxing over working on site and being a trial athlete, because that's what I'm by trade. You know, that's what you got to do, just to be able to live the life I have with my time freedom and, you know, the benefits of boxing.
Okay, and Ant, is there anything in particular that you did to prepare yourself, or any particular routine, regimes?
Do you know what? I've never been a superstitious person, but really to echo what Conah said, I think if you can get on that ring, I think, listen, that wall, I don't want to sound that right, you've got to do it to no one. So imagine there's players who walked out into a football pitch, and that's a very special feeling. So that ring walk, I remember one of my friends said, I used to get far too nervous on fight now. And one of my good friends said that you've got to enjoy these nights, it's a short career. And then when Conah says that, I thought, I trained as hard as anyone in the world, did, not now, but I did. And I think, I'm doing everything asked of me. It was simpler. If I go in there and get beat for a better man, then I can hold my hands up. I could never walk to that ring thinking I'm not prepared. So when it was real, all my nerves, or the moment my name would get announced and be walking out, whether it's in front of however many thousand people at the arena or wherever it may be, my nerves would go because I knew it. I'd sit to every boxing preparation, and I think it's almost like that fail to prepare to fail, and I just think no matter what you do in life, if you prepare the best you can and things doesn't go your way, you can live with that. But if you're not prepared, I always think there's nothing worse than thinking, what if?
No, absolutely, yeah, I see that a lot as well. And Brad, is there anything particular you did yourself, or anything different?
Just exactly the same as Ant said there, you know, you've got to give yourself every other opportunity as you can to get beat. You know, there's so many things during camp that you've got to do. Is like you say, I think you're like, we don't enjoy that with boxing, I love fighting, that's what we like doing. But it's just sacrifice, not the sacrifice at the end of the day. And, you know, you've got to make the sacrifices, and if you're not willing to do that, you know, you're not going to get anywhere in this sport. So you've just got to be willing to make as many sacrifices as possible, even if it's stuff you don't really want to do.
Yeah, no, it's insightful, I think, for people to hear that side, because it's something we don't see. And I guess a question that I thought would be really interesting for other people as well would be like, what was like your highest point of your career? And then like maybe contrast that with something that was maybe your lowest, you know, the lowest point of your career. And then
Probably winning the first title. Yeah. And probably losing the first fight. Literally, like I said before, though, you kind of get in a depressive state anyway. After the high of training for so long, chasing. It's a fight. Basically, after the fight, you kind of, as a boxer, you've got nothing to do. So you just sit. So can you imagine doing that and losing? Sat at home, thinking, when I'm going to fight again. It's a hard game.
it is a tough game. Really tough game. Conah? What was your hype? Obviously, you know, we're surrounded by some stuff that's probably your highest moment. Is this your best moment in boxing?
Yeah, I was just sitting there thinking, trying to wrap it up. I think I'm in the best position here because I can listen to what you're going to say. I can think about what I'm going to say and come through it. But obviously, yes, I should say winning the British and Commonwealth title. But I'm gonna go against the grain and say it was great, and look, this is most specific about boxing, and I should say that. But what I will say is that so the fight, a couple of fights before this, I come off the back of a loss. A loss that I took on board and through doing something that I probably shouldn't have done, dropped too much weight, got in the ring, and in all fairness, I got in the ring, not myself, and I got beat by a better man on the night. I went down too much weight, got in there, and I got beat, that was that. And then it was like, okay, we go two ways here. We go rebuild, get a win, and then push on. But what happened was, we had a phone call, and it was like, do you want to fight this guy, Southpaw? He's been turned out, he got turned out numerous times from fighters because he was he was only 6-0, but he come from the GB cell, and he was next best wing. And I know personally of a few people that turned him down. I was like, listen, we're going to take that fight, back up at welterweight, where I was comfortable. And we took the fight, and we beat him in incredible fashion. And it was like the highs and the lows of boxing. I was here, and I was down and out, and I was thinking, look, I can go on £1,000 a week on the tools, or I can fight the bully, get back in there with another top level fighter, and test myself at the weight where I should have been. I did, and then that was the start of something bigger and better. And obviously since then, this is now I'm sort of, I think now 6 fights into matchroom on a long term deal with them, and I'm doing well, and it just goes to show, like, you can take that heavy hit, but how you come back from it. And look, I took the chance, and I've gone, and I've got these things where I should say this is my prize of performance, and this was my main one, but it wasn't. It was hard, it was a low, and then the bounce back. And
yeah, it's hard to recover from that moment, isn't it? So to get to there is incredible. So, and I guess you've had some better moments in your career, but what was probably your worst moment in boxing?
Yeah, I had some highs, but I had some fucking horrendous lows. Listen, the first fight I lost to an ice cream man, basically, live on ITV. So it was, I went from being this young, kid coming out of Manchester who was going to be a world champion to everyone forgot about me. So that was a horrendous low. In a fight I actually won. The opponent who suffered, a bleed on the brain, so he could never box again. His life was in danger. And boxing, it can be a very dangerous sport. People don't see that side of it at times. So that's something that stayed with me for many years. And thankfully, he's living a great life now and involved in boxing still as a coach and doing brilliant things. But yeah, there was a lot of lows, which I suppose being the highest, which I think being a Manchester lad walking out as a world champion, getting introduced off Michael Buffer. It's a tough dream to me, and then walking back with the title, successfully defended it. Yeah, that was probably the highest moment of it. The peak, it didn't really get better than that.
Yeah, I was at that ring walk with Tom Glory when I come on. It's one of the best atmospheres I've ever been in. So Brad, what's been the best moment so far for you?
For me, probably the career high at the moment, being a Manchester lad. Like Conah said, going to the arena for years, watching the likes of Ricky at the arena. I used to follow on home and away, they used to go to all the fights, and every time I was in that arena, whether it's for the boxing, whether it's for a band, whatever, you know what I mean? I used to walk in and I used to think, I'll be this one day, I'll fight it one day. I've got the chance to box here, and a big card, big on the card, let's take the view of the card. It's another undefeated fighter, and managed to get a first round knockout. For me, it's big so far, and I'm hungry to get back to that stage and miss it.
It'll come. So guys, I think it's really important now that, there's a lot of businesses in this room, and I think it's really important that you guys understand how you can support some of these guys up here. They've just explained some of their journey, what it's like in the highs, what it's like in the lows, how difficult it is, and I know for a fact that boxing is probably the loneliest sport that exists. You know, we see these guys three times a year, maybe, and for the rest of the year, we'll never see them, but their work doesn't stop. And I think it's really important for you guys to explain how the businesses support you on that journey. How important are businesses? And, you know, we can later come on to how maybe some of you guys can support with that as well. So, Lyndon, how important are businesses and sponsors and stuff like that for you to be able to put great nights on for us to watch?
Especially at the beginning of your career, you're going to be a big thing in your career. It's all about if you don't come from a good pedigree or how much of background, you don't get on the international squads or it's about selling tickets. And if you can't sell tickets, you probably won't get on under the small shows. You won't fight. I know a lot of fighters that have not been able to sell the tickets, but they've been good fighters and just good boxing because they've got no living. They can't afford to do both. I've got to work or train, stuff like that. Obviously, a lot of fighters do work and train, but when they're doing that sort of sponsors, help them to fulfill the boxing career. A lot of boxers need them, really.
Yeah, and you've made a good point there that, you know, when you're at the top of this sport, you know, maybe it's a lot easier to be getting funded to be able to do it. When you're working your way up, you know, it can be impossible, right? Has that been a difficult thing for you as well on the way up?
Yeah, but you know, if you come from the GB zone and you know you're the cream of the crop, you know you get the benefits of being cream of the crop. But you know, in boxing, most people in boxing have come from absolutely nothing, and the reason they box is because they can't really turn their hand to themselves. You know, I'm not going to say intellectual. I'm not going to say these three the next to me are the most intellectual. You know, I'm not offending anyone, but you know, boxing is what makes us us. And, you know, without boxing, there's not a lot else, you know, going for us, and you know, like sponsors, ticket sales, and things like that is what pushes us and makes and helps us to be able to do and become where we are now. Do you know what I mean? So obviously without the sponsorship and things like that, I'd have to be working, I'd have to get up at, you know, 4 or 5 in the morning, do my run, go to work, come back, train, and it's not sustainable. And you've got a family and you've got kids, it's not sustainable. So like being able to train effortlessly with the backing of sponsorship and things like that, it's a massive part of boxing and boxers.
No, it's really important, and you know, nowadays you're managing and training different fighters, and I guess you know some of the struggles that they go through in being able to do this full time, right?
Honestly, yeah, coaching fighters. I had 2 fighters fighting last week, and they literally boxed for nothing. You know, they put themselves the health on the line and to fight for nothing because they get a win now and then. It's just they're hopeful they can get shot on a TV show, a big show. So obviously they have to invest in themselves. And I always say for those businesses, they are those kind of fighters to keep going. But I always say to the fighters as well, if there's any business looking at sponsoring a fighter, I think it's not as simple. I say it's not as simple as like throwing a money and sticking the badge on the shop. See what the fighter can do for the business as well, and make sure the fighter does that. That's what I always say to my lads. And girls, like, I think it's got to work both ways, or you can try and make it work both ways. And if you do, then the sponsors so important, social media is so important. I know there'll be this great social media, but social media is so important now for young athletes putting themselves out there. I'm sure there's a lot of people in here who use social media to help grow their businesses. But yeah, no, like I said, there's no denying, without sponsors, with the events, boxers, it allows it to keep going on the massively important, yeah.
Really good, and I'm glad that, I guess, similar story for yourself. How do you think businesses can really support, you know, fighters, but also fighters support businesses?
Yeah, I feel like it goes both ways, but honestly, like, the position I've been in the last 2 years, I wouldn't be able to box without just supporting sponsors, or I wouldn't be able to train full time like I do. And you know, it's for me, it's a belief that my sponsors are happy supporting me you know, they're confident in me that I'm going to deliver one day. And I've got sponsors who still sponsor me now who sponsored me in my first fight. Give me 200 quid for the fight, you know, and the names, the badges still on the shorts now, whether they're big shorts on Sky Sports or whatever. And you know, they should look at it as a kind of investment. You know, they believe in what we're doing, they believe in what we're doing. And you know, for me, I'm confident that one day I'm going to get to repay the favour to my sponsors who support me and believe in me.
Yeah, so I guess the message for everybody here is, you know, we all enjoy tuning in on a Saturday night and watching these, you know, these athletes perform, and, you know, that isn't easy and it is a lonely sport. So for any businesses that were interested in, you know, looking at opportunities to get their brand out there, it's an incredible platform. I have sponsored a number of boxers myself, and it's been incredible for my own business, even though I'm involved in the sport. But also, it helps these guys do what they do. And, you know, without some of that sponsorship, some people's journeys don't quite make it. And I think it's really important that everybody that's, you know, got an opportunity or got any desire to do that, it's a really, really great investment that's not just financial, but, you know, it's good for the soul because you get to see the growth in the individuals. But, you know, thank you so much, guys, for your answers. And, yeah, for any businesses in here, let's sponsor them.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, can we first of all have a round of applause for our interviewer, Chris Larsen, everyone, and also our panel tonight, Bradley Ray, Lyndon Arthur, Conah and Anthony Crolla. Thank you guys, thanks so much. Thanks so much, pleasure. Thank you. Right, okay, dinner's coming out.